Testing, testing, testing. Test, 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 test. Testing, 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 test ickles, test ickles. Welcome everyone to episode 717 of the Daily Mother Whoa, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Nipplecast, Titcast, Man Titcast, and even Twuntcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Papa Swolio making sick fucking gains, and we are back going live and being swole and being yoked every damn day from our head to our feet, because as you know, on the Daily Swole, Papa Swolio goes balls deep, and that's the only place I will ever go up to the taint, knowledge fisting every damn day. What the fuck is up? And I apologize, those of you that are on my Instagram story, you're on my IG story dick tip. Those of you that are, I appreciate that. But I told you, I think I told Snapchat too, that I was going to let you know before I went live. And I kind of did. I think I kind of did, but not like really right before, like, hey, I'm going live, go check it out. So, if you got your notifications on, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. That's why I say, everyone, make sure you turn your notifications on, because then if you turn them on, we can do business. We can do business. We can lay it down. We can lay it down. What's up, Peter Moyen? What's up, Zach Casey Reagan over on the Facebook? What's up, lads? I don't know why I did that accent, but that's the way it was. So accept it, take it. Brian on YouTube, what's going on? And those of you that are tuning in to Papa Swolio on Twitch, on the Twitch tip. So those of you that are joining from the first time, if this is your first Papa Swolio rodeo, if it's the first time you've gone bareback on the Swole Stallion, make sure you like, subscribe, share, tag, follow, whatever you do on whatever platform you're watching me, because we do the Quadcast, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and also the SoundCloud and Apple Podcast, a podcast. Oh, really now? Yes, I'm everywhere. I am absolutely everywhere. And welcome also to all ye Swolenormous X members, those of you that are, those of you part of the private community. Welcome, Swolenormous X peeps. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This episode, happy Monday. Happy fucking Monday. I think Monday earlier in the day is great, but I almost feel like I want to catch all of you on the back end. I want to catch all of you on a Monday, like coming home, beaten from the grind, like exhausted, like sludging, trudging back from the battlefields, from the trenches, just scraping your way back to old Papa Swoyle, so I can lay some fucking knowledge, just slap you with the knowledge dick, blah, 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 and make your Monday whole again. Make your Monday whole again. Let's bring it back. So today's episode 717 is titled Everything is Right Here. Everything is right here. I'm not talking about all the 600 muscles. I'm not talking about all the gains. I'm not talking about that. I mean, that is here. But what I am talking about, really, what I'm really talking about is what you need to be successful with your training and with your nutrition. And I'm going to field all sorts of questions. This is a casual Monday, but I'm going to lay some emotional pipe right now. I'm really going to lay some emotional pipe. And I think when we do these episodes of not philosophical, but the mental game, and you know that I'm huge on the mental, which is why I love yoga. It ties the physical and the mental so wonderfully together. And when we focus on the mental, the physical stuff becomes easier. It's the mental game. It's how you're setting all your shit up in your brain. And then the physical is just the act of it, right? The physical is just the end point. The physical is just what happens as a result of getting your head game, getting your mind on, your head screwed on right. If your head's in the right place, you will, keep the physical going. You'll keep your training going. You'll stay on point with your nutrition better. So often we fall off because the head game isn't there. You think it's too challenging. You think it's too difficult. You think it's going to be too much of a switch, too much of a change in your life. So there, and success. What about success in business from Mr. Perfect Hair on Instagram? It's the same thing. And a lot of what I talk about, I can talk about it in terms of a business standpoint as much as a fitness standpoint. Some of these words and some of these concepts, a lot of you have messaged me and said, that you're using it towards your work, you're using it towards your career, you're using the things that we discuss here on the Daily Sleaze in your work environment and your professional environment and career, whether it's fitness or not, in addition to your gym training. A lot of it is just a lot of it's common sense. Common sense isn't so common, okay, but it's common sense geared towards fitness common sense. But it's like it's the fitness framework. It's a fitness framework. If you follow the same kind of discipline, the same kind of focus, the same kind of, you know, you put the fucking shit in the box and you shake it up, you get the nice snowfall, those Christmas ornament things, the snow globes. You keep it all in one area. It's nice to it's nice to reset. It's nice to reset, refocus, and keep yourself engaged. And what I wanted to talk about today in terms of everything is right here is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're at right now. And this is going to be a real fire up episode. This is going to be a real fire up episode. And my brain is going all sorts of places. I have a lot of thoughts right now because at the end of the day, I've had my full day. So when I do my Swole earlier, I still have stuff afterwards. Right now, it's kind of winding down. The day is coming to a close. All of you are coming home from work. You're about to go to sleep. East Coast, West Coast. We're all kind of punching out. Unless you're in Australia, unless you're in Europe, it might be early morning. But at the end of a day, there's a lot of things that can happen in a day that puts you into a certain perspective, right? It gets your mind thinking in a specific fashion. That makes sense? It's gonna get nasty. Everyone knows that when the episode starts like this, it's gonna get nasty. But what I mean is, we always talk about programming. We talk about yoga. I've gone over so many things with corrective exercise. Again, 716 other episodes besides this one, going over nutrition, talking about inflammation, answering your questions. That's why it's great to catch every episode because I'm going to go into some of these questions that are already popping up and that are going to pop up through the duration of this episode. And I might work them into the middle of the episode if you stay on point and topic. Any questions that might be off topic, I'll try to get to them towards the end if you're quick with them. But all these things that you ask me, right? All the things that we talk about, all the topics that I have, all the analytical and the real detailed nitty-gritty numerical things we talk about with program design, with changing your program, exercise selection, what exercise to hit certain muscle groups, right? Those of you that are listening on the podcast, those of you that are watching, all the interviews that we've done, the guests, my friend Jeb that was here yesterday's episode, all these things that we talk about, a lot of you have challenges with. A lot of you have challenges with. A lot of you struggle with nutrition. A lot of you struggle with, as you'll call it, as most people call it, motivation or inspiration or energy. A lot of you are dealing with physical ailments or health related issues from poor nutrition or poor exercise habits, poor general habits, just general habits, period, lifestyle habits. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It's the mindset of where you are right now. And this is kind of why that quote, "you're fat" video that I did was so popular, is that by saying you're fat, but coming at it from a positive point of view, I don't see people as fat in the sense, okay, we can have our own subjective opinions. And I want to put this out there. Everyone's subjective opinion, when you see someone, you say, okay, that person's fat or overweight. Everyone's defining it differently. You might look at someone and one person might think they're huge and someone else say, oh, they're not that big. That's all perspective, unless you're giving numerical values. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the mindset of being fat. And that could be laziness. That could be demotivated. I'm just talking about like a fat, lazy mindset. I'm not talking about what you physically look like. So if you're watching and you are fat and you are overweight, okay, well, we're doing something about it. You're doing something about it. You're not watching a shitty TV show. You're actually in a community right here where we all are, and we're making something fucking happen because your mindset is in a positive place and you're surrounding yourself with positive people. I've done episodes where we talked about getting rid of shitty friends, getting rid of shitty people in your circle. This is a circle. We are all real people. And one thing, and one of the main reasons, I say one of the main reasons why I do so many phone calls. So those of you that are members of my private, those of you at swolenormousx.com, those of you that are members of Swolenormous X, That's why I do the one-on-one phone calls when you join. That's why I have people on the show and I do a lot of phone calls and reassessments and follow-up calls. That's why I do a lot of these things because it's weird when you're producing a lot of content, when you're doing a show like a podcast and videos and all these things online, you see names on the screen, right? I see Edward, Bridget, um, Machete. I see Jason Young, Michael Coates, Kobe Morris on YouTube. I see all these different names. And I just see it's names on a screen, but each one of those names is attached to a person. There's a real human being holding a phone or an iPad or a TV or something watching me right now. Okay. Float some hearts if you're watching live. And of course, you're all watching live. Float some biceps, float some fucking biceps. Yeah. You're all watching me. You're a human being. If you're a human being, float some biceps, float some hearts, float some likes, drop a comment and say, like, fucking hell yeah. Say something awesome. Right. If you're a human being and you have a pulse, drop a comment. Like, we're here, right? Don't be quiet. No one can see you. I'm not gonna call you out. We might joke around. I might bust your chops if you say something funny or dumb or whatever, but you can bust my chops too. I mean, this is a whole, that's what's fun. Don't be quiet. I like to see the hearts pop up. I like to see the biceps. I love the floating biceps because it lets me know that you're alive. It lets me know that the connection isn't broken, that you can hear me. It shows it's like you clapping, like, yeah, dance, monkey, dance, Papa Swolio. And I'm like, rage on this. Papa Swolio will. Okay, okay, I say this. Okay, I say that. That's what it feels like. All right. So tell this big fucking gorilla to dance. Here laying in bed catching the daily swole. That's romantic. He threw me some bacon and biceps. I'll take it. I get gorillas and bacon. I like this. I like this. Yeah. So whether you have a fat mentality, right? So getting back to that fat mentality, a lot of you have, or a lot of people, let me lean into this a little bit more. A lot of people have a fat mentality. So what does a fat mentality mean? It means someone that has just given up, right? Someone that doesn't put any effort in. I think that's kind of shitty. That's kind of sad. I understand it. I sympathize, but I don't respect it if there's no action. Okay. It's one thing to not know and not be taught. We all have different parents. We all have different upbringings. Not everyone was into sports. Not everyone was, I guess, exposed to healthier lifestyle choices. Some people are just fed fast food ever since they were kids. You can't choose what you're fed by your parents when you're a child. So some of you really weren't brought up in a proper or a correct household, in my opinion, in terms of nutrition and health. And a lot of people aren't. And it's a vicious cycle, right? Because those people become parents eventually and they lead their children in unhealthy patterns. And the cycle goes on and on and on and on and on, right? So it just keeps on going and 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 just kind of perpetuates itself. I understand that. But once you see what's really possible, once you realize that, oh, I'm making fucking bad decisions, that's going to affect my health, that's going to affect what people I love and have around me have to deal with. It's going to stress me financially. It's going to stress me medically, AKA financially. It's going to shorten my life. It's going to decrease my enjoyment of my life. And a lot of you will come back and say, well, you only live once, eat whatever the fuck you want, right? Everything in moderation. But that's because you're equating food to pleasure, because the food is created to hit the pleasure receptors in your mouth and your taste buds. It's designed to taste good. It amplifies those good tastes. That's why there are sauces you put on chicken, because chicken tastes like plain shit. But all those barbecue sauces that are pumped with sugar and all these different things, they taste good because the sugar triggers those chemical reactions in our brain that tells us, ooh, sweet, tastes really good. We have all these tools and this awareness around us. Like I said, if you're watching this, if you're watching this, all the bullshit. You're very familiar with all the bullshit that's out there in the industry with fitness and with nutrition. You're at least aware of it. I'm a professional. I'm an expert. I'll never claim to know everything. No one knows everything, but I know a lot and I know where to look and I know about things. And I know from personal experience, I know from execution, and I know from my perspective through my life, through everything that I've read, that I've learned, that I've tried, that I've promoted, that I've led people through. And then I'm just passing it on. I'm just telling my story. Essentially, these episodes and all my content, everything I do is just sharing my story, sharing my experiences, compiling different things that work and looking objectively at information, which is important, and not being biased, not swaying to bias. And certainly not spreading that bias to other people. So if there's something that's my opinion, you all know I will tell you it's my opinion. If it's a fact as far as we know it. Tomorrow, there could be some research or discovery where that's no longer a fact. That's been disproven. Oh shit! Then okay, everyone has to shift their thought. No one's right or wrong. We just learned something that we didn't know before. So nothing's for sure, right? Nothing's for sure. Anything we know is still not for sure. It's for sure as far as we know it. Correct, fam? It's for sure as far as we're aware. As far as we know, it's something that is considered for sure. But nothing really is for certain. Nothing really is for sure. So we can't really without any kind of doubt, we can't just say, "Oh, this is a fact." It's a fact as far as we know it. So that being the case, I want to keep on leading in the right direction, but in the unbiased direction because the journey of life, we're all involved in the same journey. So don't get trapped by the bullshit. Don't get swallowed up by the bullshit. You have everything that you need because that mindset that I just talked about, that fat mindset, right? That fat mindset, that being over, that lazy, just punched out. I don't matter. No one loves me. Oh, woe is me. Pity me. Feel sorry for me. Let me eat my feelings. That's just self-depreciating. That's no self-respect. I don't think anyone's arguing that. It's really hard to get someone from that depth. But if you are one of those people that's there, has been there, or is close to being there, or you see that, or you see people around you, like this is the time. Once you're aware of where you are, like if you have self-actualization, self-awareness, and self-discovery that you realize that you're killing yourself, you see what's been done, you see what you've been doing, and you're aware of places where you can get started and make a difference, what the fuck are you waiting for? No one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna work out for you. No one's gonna maybe someone would cook for you. Maybe you have a spouse or someone that will cook for you. You may have enough money to order pre-made meals or whatever, but the foods that you need, the effort. I'm talking about the effort. I don't care how you get the foods in, just get the fucking foods in. I don't care if you're vegan, you're paleo, you're vegetarian, you're pescatarian, you're, fucking bearditarian. I don't care what you are as long as you do something. Like take actions towards your goal. You're not going to get it overnight. It didn't take you a month to gain 150 pounds. It's going to take you a lot more than a month to lose it. But you're here for your whole life. It's not like you're punching out in 5 years unless you plan on only living for 5 more years, maybe it's not worth it. If you're like, I really don't wanna live past 40," well, maybe I mean, but who says that? I think everyone here wants to live healthy. You don't wanna be in a wheelchair, you don't wanna be on medication. This is absolutely real talk because there's a reason why this country has so many people that are incapacitated, and you have everything right here. And what I mean by right here, I'm not saying you have everything right here with Swolenormous and the Daily Swole. I will give you everything that I have. That's a difference. I will give you everything that I have. But everything is right here in the sense that you have everything you need inside your own head. You have everything you need inside your own body. You have everything you need online to find. You have everything you need in this community, but also inside yourself, right? You have everything you need. Everything you need. Because in all reality, you need very little. You don't need a cell phone to be healthy. You don't need a lot of money to be healthy. You don't need a lot of time to be healthy. Now, can you be healthier if you lived in a jungle or a wilderness where you got fresh air and you didn't have any stress and you had nothing to do and you just ate all this natural food? Okay, where life is also reality. Where's your reality? What's the reality of the situation? But don't tell me because you only have half an hour a day to work out that you don't have enough time to be healthy. You can eat better, you can eat the right foods, you can exercise and get everything you need to get done in a half an hour to be plenty healthy and do a lot of things and change other habits during your day in order to make a completely healthy lifestyle, even with your schedule currently as is. I guarantee it. You just have to be willing to make it happen. Willing to make it happen. That willingness to fucking get off your butt and start. You have everything right here. If you're watching this, you have everything. If you're watching this right now, if you're watching this right now, you have absolutely fucking zero excuses. You have no excuses to not see change. You're seeing me say this. If you're watching me say this, if you're listening to me say this right now, if you're watching and or listening to me say this right now, there is no excuse for you to not make a difference with your health. You've heard me say it right now. So what's your excuse? There's literally no like what are you going to say to me? You have 3 kids, you don't have time? Fuck you. You have 5 kids, you don't have time? Fuck you again. You have 2 jobs? Well, fuck you. There's really no excuse. There's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse. There's no valid excuse. Do do is it possible that you can be on a bodybuilding stage and compete by only being able to work out twice a week? No, I extremely highly doubt it if that would ever be possible. No, you have to really commit. But if your goals and your reality, if you're realistic, then why the fuck can't you make a huge difference in your life? Why can't you make a huge difference in your life? Very few people have goals like that to step on a stage. I've had no desire. I respect bodybuilding and all that, but I have no desire to do it myself. I want to enjoy it. I want to do it because I want to. I have no desire, but I still want to train a certain way because that's who I am. That's what I want to do. That's what I like. That's my rhythm. That's my sweet spot. That is, and I've created balance with it. So it's not always lifting heavy. It's mobility. It's not to get as big as possible because you have to be realistic. You're not going to keep it around forever. You need to focus on the mobility and being mobile into your later years, not how much you can bench because that's going to go away. And the only thing that lifting heavy is going to do is going to eventually hurt one of your discs. You're going to hurt your knee or, super heavy. I'm not talking about doing squats and deadlifts. You should be doing those, I think, all ages. Why not? You're just going to have to adjust the weight and be cognizant of the overload and be smart and focus on things. But no one's talking about this shit, fam. No one's talking about being mobile when you're older, when you're in your 30s. Who's talking about shit like this? And it's totally real. It's totally real. It's absolutely real. I see it all the time. I've seen it. I've seen people completely waste away, especially when they get injured or sick when they were never healthy to begin with. If you have a tragic accident, like a car accident, you could be a fitness nut and you can't change what happens after that kind of impact. That's really tragic. But there's a lot of people that are in wheelchairs or have those same effects and they had nothing of the sort. They just let their shit go because they didn't give a fuck. And that's sad. That's if you're watching this, like I said, this is like almost like a plea. Everything you have is right here in this community, sure. And especially just in your brain, you have everything because it's you that has to provide that inspiration. It's you that has to provide that discipline. It's you that has to provide that consistency. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. And if you can do that, you'll have it. You'll have it in you'll have the return that's worthy of the effort that you put into. You'll have your return on investment. I mean, you're going to be healthy just by fucking getting it done, being more mobile, increasing your muscle mass, mobilizing fat better, decreasing inflammation in your body. Are you going to be on the next cover of a fucking magazine? Are you going to be an Instagram, model on the beach wearing a thong or, shredded abs? I don't know. Everyone's different. And where you're starting from is different than where I started from. At this point in your life, with the damage that maybe you've done so far, or where you are genetically, or your history and your experience, or your dedication moving forward, I can't say exactly what you will have. I can't guarantee anything unless I was able to control every move you made and every decision, but that's impossible. You have all the tools, but it's how you work those tools. But really, everyone has the physical capacity to work out and do activity. It's that mental game. Are you going to break out of the box? You're not stuck. You're not stuck with where you live. You're not stuck with what you do for a living. You're not stuck with what you do with your schedule. You can fucking work things around. You can change things. You're not stuck. You're not stuck, fam. Let's take some questions. You see Eric Dean on Facebook. You see videos posted all the time of people in wheelchairs working out or missing limbs. Hell yeah. There's a gentleman at the gym that I go to. I see him regularly. He only has one arm. He's still working out. He has like a part of his upper humerus. The guy works out fucking every day. Works out more often than I do. He's awesome. You know, those Fruit of the Loom models are pretty sweet, right? I'm going to be an underwear model when I grow up. Nice. Mike Stuttle on Facebook. It all starts, like you said, just change your habits. Habits are hard to change. I hear that. I hear that habits are hard to change. I'm not saying it's an easy right. I think I said in the webinar, in the workshop, the online training that I had, either the best year ever or also the anti-diet workshop. If you haven't checked it out, link in the post descriptions and all that. But I talked about I talked about that in the workshops, but it's all about you getting started. It's all about you getting started. It's all about you changing your mind. Gave you a follow. Fitness is important, and that's why I'm here. Why, thank you, Twitch. Thanks on Twitch. Appreciate it. Fitness is extremely important. And in closing, fam, and if I see some comments pop up, 26 days to break a habit. I've heard 3 weeks, I've heard a month. It's somewhere around there. It's somewhere around here. And that's another beauty of the elimination process. You want to do about 4 to 6 weeks eliminating those inflammatory foods. So when you think about it, after about 4 to 6 weeks of cutting out those crappy foods, not only are you able to test for inflammation, you've created a habit of not eating those foods for about 6 weeks. So that is huge in not falling back into your old habits because not only are you resensitized to the bad foods that you're testing or those supposed or maybe potentially inflammatory foods, but you're also creating that habit of not eating all those processed foods and breads and sugars and stuff for all that time. So you've learned how to eat without that. You've consistently eaten without those things and you lose that desire for them. So it really helps keep you eating better even after you do the elimination. Let's see. What age do you teach your pec strength? What age do you teach your I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, what age did you start lifting weights? I mean, you can lift weights young, but I know people in high school live 13, 14, 15. But you just gotta be careful with how much, like, volume you do. I wanna live to, like, 100. Miss Jack, awesome. So, I'm engaged in back and forth with the keto community about diet soda. I don't believe that soda is okay because it fits macros, yes or no? I do drink soda water, I feel like that's okay. Diet soda is absolute trash. The keto community is just like any community, there are stupid people in communities. I like to think that Swolenormous has no stupid people, but I'm sure that the Swolenormous community has some. Hey, look, you can't be that stupid because you're following El Papa Swolio. Shameless plug. But every community has some knuckleheads, and sometimes those knuckleheads are pretty loud. So don't let anyone so anyone that's listening or watching, don't take that as everyone in the keto community. Okay. So some people in the world say that diet soda is okay on keto, and that's just a straight fucking farce. Anyone that's drinking keto or drinking diet soda on a ketosis diet is the equivalent of being vegan and eating like garbage junk vegan food. That's the same equivalent. Someone that's vegan because I don't want to hurt animals, but I'll eat all the crap I want because it doesn't have any animal products. Okay. Do it for the right reasons. Do it for health. You can do it for morality reasons, but don't kid yourself and think that just because it's vegan or it's keto, technically by a calorie count, that you can just eat as much as you consume because you're not getting a sugar calorie. Artificial diet soda like diet colas have been shown to destroy your bone density and lead to osteoporosis, speed up that process with the phosphoric acid, leaches calcium from the bone, something like that. And also the artificial sweeteners have shown to be triggered or affect insulin response in some cases. I'm not sure what the latest research on that is, but it's just crap. It's fake sugar. Anything that tells your body sweet, that's not really sweet, it's not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not really sweet, but it's tricking your body into thinking sweet. So your body responds with things that happen when it senses sweet. Like it's not fucking good for you. It's tricking your body. It's not fucking good for you. It's a magic trick. Something's in it that should not be in your fucking body. Really, really. And the artificial sweeteners, not saying, well, this is an extract and we added this. Okay, well, it's still not supposed to, it's still a created product. You put stevia in a product, you're still creating something that isn't natural in nature. You don't find a cake with stevia in it in nature. You're still making something artificial. Oh, there's stevia. Oh, that's fucking great. It's still fucking cake. Like, give me a break. Everyone just wants to make an excuse for something that tastes good. Everyone's trying to find that's the million, right? That's the weight loss trick is make foods in some way that just tastes as good as possible while looking good on a piece of paper in terms of a math equation for calories, protein, fat, all that shit. They're making like protein infused water. Great, because I drink fucking water to get my protein. Who the fuck thinks of this shit? There's so much crap. I'm gonna do like a driving while gaining on that because I can't rage to that level. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to rant myself up right now. But who the fuck wants to drink protein in their water? I drink water because I want water in my fucking body. I'm not drinking water to get my protein. Why the fuck are you drinking water to get protein? If anything, if you're an endurance athlete, you need glucose in your water. You need like 8%, right? That's like the technical 8% when you're exercising for 2 hours or more. That's like classic exercise science. You don't see anything about fucking protein. Oh, I'm just hanging out. Just want to stress my kidneys a little bit more. Let me suck down some fucking artificial protein or whey or who knows what the hell they're going to put in it. They're probably going to make it vegan. So it's going to be pea protein. Oh, great. So my water's going to taste like fucking peas or hemp or some bullshit. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Just pisses me off thinking about it. But I hate seeing this crap. Why? Like fucking why? Why are you trying to ruin nature's fucking bosom? Nature's milk, water. Nature's milk is water. Soda is soda. Soda diet or not, they're the same. Use them as a treat if you want, but the less the better. Yeah, get rid of that shit. I've cut out all sugar and I'm feeling so much better. Tamara Cullen on Facebook. Ha, Leopold, bacon water minus the water. Ah, bacon water, gross. TJ Black, I've always preferred free weights, just kind of wondering since I said every gym I've been to. Everyone's always pushed for machines, the workers and everyone. I don't know who pushes for machines. Well, usually people aren't in good shape, right? Most people don't have great muscle tone or balance or fitness ability. So, of course, most people probably use machines. That makes sense. You're not lifting weights unless you're lifting free weights. Really, you're not lifting weights. You might be doing exercise, but I will go to the gym and I lifted weights. No, no, no. You did a machine. Or I lifted weights. No, you did cables. Oh, I lifted weights. No, you did bands. Now you want to lift weights? Grab a pair of dumbbells, grab a barbell. Now you're lifting weights. Now you're lifting weights. Brad Gary on Facebook. I like cables for a drop set or burnout after a barbell set. Has growing a big beard changed your life? Yeah, it's made me so fucking amazing. It's made me smarter. It's made me stronger. It's made me more muscular. It's made me more defined. It has made me a little more gassy though, having a bigger beard. This is on Twitch. This is on Twitch. So this is a very specific answer. A little more gassy. Um, the toenail on my ring toe, my left foot has been growing exceptionally faster than the other nails. So it makes it a little bit uncomfortable if I wear shoes now and again. So I have to make sure that they're even. Besides from that, I mean, yeah, just fucking ladies everywhere, like trying to knock down my fucking door. I got to change my number every week. It's brutal, brutal. Try it. Try it. If you're old enough to grow one. But yeah. Oh, yeah, it works. Just fucking with you. But it's true too. Really everything I said is probably more. It's probably 80% of what I just said was true, even though I made it up on the spot. But yeah, I like my beard. I had a lot of my life without the beard. I grew my beard and I like the beard. So I kept the beard and now it stays. Drink water or beer. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Protein water, Russell Wilhelmy. Yeah, protein water. Fuck that. Free weights all day. Half the time machines restrict the range of motion and puts you in a set range of motion. Yeah, there's some the machines are getting better. I'll be honest. There's some machines are great. I love them and I will use them and I love using them. I love a lot of great hammer strength machines because they're kind of in between free weights, a plate loaded hammer strength. I love them, but I don't, not primarily, never primarily, but they're great to add into a training for sure. What about LaCroix? What, seltzer water? I would just be careful with. I don't really know if there's any like negative. I don't know if it affects. I don't think it does. The carbonation does too much, but I would limit anything besides mostly regular water, mostly straight water. I'd limit anything else besides straight water. You don't want to get all your hydration from seltzer or club soda. Drink plenty of water, and then you could use that in place of soda. Squeeze some lemon in a seltzer. Why not? I'm sure it's fine. My 6-week CrossFit challenge and was doing lifting, but now that I'm not going, I'm worried about doing free weights at the gym. Why? Tomorrow. Why are you worried about doing free weights? Why are you worried? Because you don't have a class? You don't know what to do? You could always send me a message on Facebook if you want to follow up with that question. Just regular old, that's right, Jack, on Instagram, just regular H2O, regular H2O. At school, we have a 600-pound club where we have to lift a total of 600 pounds between squat, bench, and power clean. I'm 15 pounds away. That just sounds like a triple squat, bench, and deadlift. That's usually the triple for powerlifting. Well, good for you, man. Good for you. That's a lot of weight. Tomorrow got used to the supervision. Well, here's the thing with supervision. I don't think it's bad to get, I think it's great to get started with fitness if you have good supervision, but I think you need to be independent because then you can't be dependent on having a class available. What if you move and there's no good training or classes or CrossFit, whatever you do tomorrow, like you said on Facebook? So what if they shut down? What if they close down? What if they go away? It's always good to know what to do on your own. You can be inspired and you can might like to get pushed in a class. It's better to know how to do it yourself and to take yourself through it. You can be very specific with your training, but it's always good sometimes if you can afford it or if you want that extra push. It just depends. There's a lot of sketchy shit out there. But I think everyone should be able to do it on their own and should learn how to do it on your own. And then maybe once in a while doing it in a group setting might give you some other ideas or push you a little harder, but depends what your goal is. Hit arms this afternoon. I'm actually typing with my feet. I put my arms on ice. What do you think of diet sodas and diet energy drinks? Oh, we just talked about that. They're terrible. They're terrible. They're really bad for you. We just went through that for a little bit. So if you're catching this, you could watch the replay and rewind it a little bit. We just talked about diet sodas and diet. Those things are just artificial. It's pumped with chemicals. A guy at the gym wants to suck me into training or training me in doing CrossFit, but charges 89 an hour. That's ridiculous. 89 an hour. 89 an hour. Yeah, that's well, I mean, in person, your time, but that's why my program and any of you that are interested that are just if you're just tuning in and you don't know that I have a private membership site where I have all my programs and nutrition workshops, yoga classes, virtual trainings, check it out. Right now, there's a trial special. You can try it for free. So swolenormousx.com. That's swolenormousx.com. Sponsored by Massive Gains. Yeah, just start Swolenormous X. Duh. I like that, Allie. I like that. That's what I should say every time. Should I just do that on the show? Anytime everyone asks a question? Yeah, just start Swolenormous X, bruh. Look at this jabroni. Look at this jabroni. Well, it's only for it's a couple days. Yeah, you get a 70. Well, lucky. Come on, Allie. You get the same thing. You get the same thing. You get the same thing. Everyone gets the same treatment. Everyone gets the same treatment. Everyone's like, yeah, that's a cool question about biceps. Why don't you join Swolenormous X, bro? Can you believe this guy? Not an X member. Freak. Bro. I like it. I like it. Be fit. Peace out. Bed is calling and 5:30 is on the way. Ooh, nasty. All right, fam. Let's see. All right. So follow your nose and make sure that you took away from this episode. The number one thing you took away is that this is just the beginning. You have every ability to get it done. Every fucking ability to get it done. And you have everything that you need right here. Right here in this community, I will give you everything that I have. I will give you everything, everything that I have. You need to know that you have everything inside yourself to get it done. Michael Coates, your programs have prioritizing bringing up weaker body parts. It's actually from a foundational approach. So yes, you do a lot of yoga mobility that helps balance out your body. Oftentimes when you have quote weaker body parts, whether you mean strength or size, because you have improper movement patterns that aren't activating those muscles the right way. Maybe your hips are tight or your ankles are tight, so you're not squatting properly to activate your glutes and your legs the right way to get them to grow, or you're not curling properly or doing uh, middle and lower trap activation to support your shoulder girdle, so you're not activating the muscles in your back enough and you feel it too much in your biceps, so you're not getting your back development. So that's really the approach that takes care of a lot of those issues by balancing out the body with proper dynamic posture. I know that was a mouthful, but that does answer that question. Ali G on Instagram, 90-day dash makes it so easy you don't even have to think about it. 21 days, 21 out of 90 days down. That's awesome, Ali. Congratulations. Awesome. I'll have to bring you on the show and you can talk about your progress and what you think so far. I'll send you or send me a Ali, send me a message, send me a DM on Instagram because you're watching on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram, either now or after we're done with the show. Just send me a message, a private message on Instagram, a DM, slide into the DM. Let's see. All right, fam. Go back to my question for the love of all things holy. What was your question, Jared? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go back to your question because you said that. If you've never done a live broadcast on Instagram, it scrolls nonstop. So I don't know what your question was. On deadlift with grip closed, 1 over, 1 under always, and swap every set. So for the love of things holy, did you like that answer? I hope you did. Thank you so much, everyone, for episode 717 of the Daily Swole. Remember, every day live, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified when I go live. And you can also catch every single episode, the Swolecast, the Daily Swole. Every episode, SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. Catch the podcast. Listen to catch up to your gains, walking, running, walking the dog, taking a shower, taking a poop, and anything else. Making love. Anyone ever make love to the Daily Swole? All right, too much information. But thank you so much for joining the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, and Pimpcast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our bicep. Swole,